Alberta Premier Jason Kenney is such a fucking retarded stupid piece of shit. So he made some comment comparing the way that the unvaccinated are being treated, people that choose to not take the COVID vaccine, how they're being treated. He compared it to how HIV/AIDS patients were treated back in the 1980s. He was saying, oh yeah, you should get the vaccine. It's a good idea to get the vaccine. There are social consequences for remaining unvaccinated. But we shouldn't be treating them any differently than we treat fully vaccinated people. And that it reminds him of how HIV/AIDS patients were treated back in the 1980s. Like those weren't the exact words, but it was pretty close to it. You can check Twitter or check other media outlets to see the exact wording of it, and you'll see that it was very similar to that. That's what he said. Like, are you kidding me, Kenny? You're such a fucking idiot. People do not choose to get HIV/AIDS. Nobody chooses to get HIV/AIDS. Nobody chooses to get cancer or any other illness. People make a willing choice of whether or not to get vaccinated or unvaccinated. If you choose not to get vaccinated and you don't have a legitimate medical reason for not getting vaccinated, or you're not a child under 5 years old, suck it up and deal with the consequences. As far as I'm concerned, the only two legitimate reasons for not getting the COVID shot are A, if you have a legitimate medical reason that can be substantiated by a doctor, nurse, pharmacist, some kind of accredited medical professional, or currently if you're a child under 5 years old in Canada, because Health Canada has not given the go-ahead for children under 5 to get vaccinated currently, even though that is expected somewhere down the road. But don't compare the choice to remain unvaccinated to what HIV/AIDS patients had to go through back in the 1980s. Like, I hear some of these anti-vax, anti-masking, anti-COVID regulations retards using terms like medical apartheid to describe how anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers are being treated. Like, you people that make choices not to wear masks, even if you're supposed to, and not to get vaccinated, and just be generally against COVID regulations put there to try and reduce the spread of COVID and try to make COVID less severe. It's mostly right-wing retards that hold these stupid views, and you compare it to discrimination. You compare it to racism. You're acting like the victims here, when it's really you people, the anti-vaxxers and the anti-maskers, that are victimizing many through your horrible actions. Fuck y'all.